You're listening to the REI Marketing Nerds Podcast, the leading resource for real estate investors who want to dominate their market online. Dan Barrett is the founder of AdWords Nerds, a high-tech digital agency focusing exclusively on helping real estate investors like you get more leads and deals online, outsmart your competition, and live a freer, more awesome life. And now, your host, Dan Barrett.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the REI Marketing Nerds podcast. As always, this is Daniel Barrett here from AdWordsNerds.com, and I want to get straight into it this week because for the next few weeks, we are doing a very special series. The audio from the podcast this week and for the next few weeks is going to be from a series of video trainings that I did that's called Big Fish, Small Pond, Stop Losing Deals and Beat Everyone to the Seller's Door. This was a multi-day, in-depth training I did with a very small group of investors, all about how you can stop losing deals even when your market's being invaded by iBuyers and a million different investors, how you can stop losing those deals, get to the sellers first by using this strategy I'm calling the Big Fish, Small Pond strategy. This is going to be a multi-video series and it's going to be a multi-podcast series. So if this is, the third one or the fourth one or whatever, go back and find the first one and listen to it. If you're lucky enough, this is just the first one. Watch out for it each week. These are going to be very, very special. I mean, this was a really high quality training that we did. I'm extremely proud of it and I can't wait for you to check it out. So without any further ado, let's get into the Big Fish, Small Pond training series. All right. Hello. Welcome. This is Daniel Barrett and welcome back to the fourth video in the Big Fish, Small Pond strategy series. Super happy to have you. And look, if you've been following along and following every step of the process, you've probably already gotten your first lead from Google Ads. So first of all, take a moment, congratulate yourself. That's super awesome. If you're not there yet, don't worry. You're going to get there. But let's dig into what we're going to talk about today because we've got a lot of stuff to cover and it's all pretty good. I got to say, it's all going to be pretty good. So let's dig into it. First thing I want to do is just do a quick recap of all the stuff that we've covered so far, right? Because it has been a lot. And if you are wondering, hey, what is the next step? How do I go from getting my first lead from Google Ads to getting my first deal under contract before Christmas? And then after that, how do I go from just getting my first deal to consistently locking up a deal every single month like clockwork from my Big Fish, Small Pond ads? I would say stay to the end of this video. I'm going to have an offer that I think you're really going to like. But first, let's talk about all the stuff that we've covered. Now, from the very first video, we've been talking about how if we want to be the first investor that sellers come to for an offer, we have to stop swimming in the kind of open ocean of the real estate world where the iBuyer sharks are and where our competition are. And we have to focus on not being a small fish in a big pond. We need to become the big fish in the small pond. And the way that we do that is instead of blanketing the entire market with our ads and targeting every seller who raises their hand because maybe they want to sell, we're going to go after small pockets of sellers who are the most motivated, and we're going to target them everywhere online. So by focusing on a few thousand sellers rather than focusing on tens of thousands of sellers, we can get more mileage out of our budget and we can get in front of them everywhere for a relatively small budget of around $50 a day. So when we're targeting those small pockets, we can get them when they go on Facebook. We can show our ad in their newsfeed. We can, when they go on Instagram, you have our ad pop up as they're scrolling through their pictures. They open up their Gmail, there's the ad again. They go on YouTube to watch a video, there's the ad again, right? We're going to make it so that there's nowhere for these sellers to hide. And because of that, we become their number one go-to real estate investor in their eyes because we are everywhere. It's like becoming like a local celebrity. Right? Our clients love that investors come to them first for an offer rather than going to their competition. And because we keep adding more and more motivated sellers into that small pond every day, we're never going to run out of sellers where we can buy their house for 70 cents on the dollar or less. So that means no more peaks and valleys in terms of deal flow. That means no more ending the month without closing a deal. That means no more other investors stealing deals out from under us. We can have a predictable flow of leads filling up our CRM every single day with motivated sellers so we can close deals and cash checks every week. This is the power of the big fish, small pond strategy. So then in the first video, we talked all about how the first pond we want to tap into to get motivated sellers coming to us for an offer every single day. The first pond we want to tap into is Google Ads. Now, why Google Ads instead of everything else? Well, there are a couple really critical reasons. First reason is it doesn't matter what market you're investing in. There are sellers on Google, right? According to Google, interest in the search term "sell my house" is at an all-time high. There are 3.5 billion searches across Google every single day. There are more people searching for real estate investors than at any time in human history. And look, it doesn't matter if you are on the East Coast or the West Coast. It doesn't matter if you're in a small town or the big city. It doesn't matter if you're in the Midwest or the South. There are sellers everywhere on Google. Any market, there are going to be sellers going to Google to find investors. Second reason is that when sellers decide that they want to sell to a cash buyer, the very first thing they do is Google, right? So we're not talking about sellers who are thinking of selling or they're considering their options. Oftentimes we find, with the people that we work with, that the sellers they talk to, that find them on Google are people who have decided they want to sell without going through a realtor. They want to sell to a cash buyer who can take that property off their plate so they don't have to worry about the repairs and the hammering the nails and the sawdust and the mold treatments. And they don't want to deal with any of that, right? So unlike a lot of other deal sources, so, you think cold calling, you think bandit signs, you think direct mail, where, you can never really tell with those people whether they are actually ready to sell to a cash buyer or whether they're kind of like weighing their options. With Google Ads, we can target specific keywords that motivated sellers use to find cash buyers, and we can get our ads in front of them. And then finally, one of the reasons I love to start with Google Ads is because it brings a consistent flow of leads day in and day out. It's kind of like, a faucet with running water, and you can turn it up or turn it down to fill up your CRM with leads depending on what you want to do. Like if you've got a big bill coming up and you want to close a couple more deals this month so that you don't get into a cash crunch, you can simply add more keywords to your account to get in front of more motivated sellers. Or let's say you're busy with a rehab and you don't have time to start a new project this month. You can just turn off some of your ads and keep some leads trickling in so that you're ready to turn it up again whenever you want, right? So at that point, I actually walked you through step by step, opening up your Google account and getting it ready to start adding keywords and start running ads. Then in the second training video, we went over getting your ad in front of the most motivated sellers looking for cash buyers on Google by using solution-aware keywords. Specifically, we talked about how the seller's timing can make the difference between getting a yes or a no to a discounted offer. So remember, people sell when they are ready to sell. They don't sell when you're ready to buy. They sell when they are ready to sell. And one of the best ways to find people who are ready to sell today to an investor at a discount is by running ads on Google using the keywords that get you in front of solution-aware sellers. So the question then is, well, okay, so since there are tens of thousands of keywords and keyword variations we have to choose from, how do you know which keywords work and which won't without spending buckets and buckets of cash testing it all? So the way that you do that is you can either get your hands on a proven keyword list, like you could use our $6 million keyword list that our clients get access to or our members get access to, or you take the second best option, which is doing research online. Now, I actually walked you through the entire process of using Moz to get 5 to 10 starter keywords that can get you started, right? So you can go either way. You can either grab a proven list or you can do some of the research yourself, right? And then in video 3, we talked about how to skip competing with 10 or 20 or 30 other investors over the same property and get sellers to come to you first by writing ads that sellers click and click first. So they come to you. And then we talked about bidding strategies, which are all about getting your ad to the best position to get the most amount of leads for the least amount of cost. So we went from, how to target the right keywords to how to get the sellers to click on your ad first, and then how to put your ad in the right position using bidding strategies to get the most leads at the lowest cost. So there is a ton of stuff that we covered, and I hope you found that helpful. And if you follow the steps that I've laid out for you, you probably got your first lead from online ads already, which is amazing and super awesome for you, right? But the question then becomes, what is next?
Want to find motivated seller leads online, but don't know where to start? Download our free 2019 Motivated Seller Keyword Report today. AdWords nerds have spent over $5 million this year researching the most profitable keywords for finding motivated seller leads. And you can grab these exact keywords when you download our report at www.adwordsnerds.com/keywords.
How do I go from getting my first lead to getting my first deal from Google before Christmas? And then how do I consistently put at least one deal under contract every single month like clockwork? And how do I turn every dollar I spend on Google Ads into $2 or more? So this is going to be kind of like the tough love segment. I'm really going to tell this to you straight because there are going to be significant roadblocks when it comes to getting your first lead and getting your first deal and then consistently getting deals online, especially if you are, you're doing all this yourself and you don't have anyone who's experienced and done this before helping you through the process. And there are some of the questions that are going to come up for you almost absolutely, right? You're going to wonder about like, okay, what keywords are proven to put me in front of motivated sellers, right? Which ones are actually proven to do that? Then you're going to think like, okay, how many keywords do I bid on? Do I bid on 5 or 10 or 50 or 5,000? How much should you be bidding for every keyword? Should you bid $5 or $20 or $50? What do you do if there's not enough traffic volume for the keywords that you've selected? So, maybe the leads are motivated, but you don't have many of them, right? What do you do if sellers are seeing your ads, but they're not clicking on it? Or even worse, what do you do if sellers are clicking on the ads and you are paying for it, but they're not opting in on your website and they're not calling you, right? What do you do when the ads that were bringing in your leads, all of a sudden the cost goes up and up and up? What do you do if those ads stop working altogether? See, knowing how to set up your first Google ads so you can get your first lead is an absolutely critical and essential first step. You have to do that. But like taking a road trip to a new destination, if you've never been there before, you're going to need a roadmap that's going to get you there the fastest way possible without wasting time, without wasting gas, or maybe without getting lost altogether, right? If you want to spend $1 and get $2 or $3 or $5 back anytime soon, you're going to need to have a blueprint, and you're going to need to have someone who's been there, done that, and gotten the t-shirt, right? So that is why I would like to invite you to the Search, Click, Convert Bootcamp. Now, the Search, Click, Convert Bootcamp is our proven blueprint built with over $6 million in ad spend. That's all about getting you motivated seller leads, contracts, and checks coming in from Google Ads. And this is where I work very closely with a small group of real estate investors. And the whole goal is to get them their first contract from their big fish, small pond Google Ads in 60 days or less, literally going from zero to deal in 60 days or less. And then after that, to help them bring in at least one deal a month every month, even if they're just starting out with a $50 a day ad budget. And now you literally get to watch over my shoulder as I share my screen with you and walk you step by step through filling up your CRM with motivated seller leads every single day and help you turn every dollar you spend on ads into $2 or more over time. And if you are someone who's had experience with Google Ads, either you've tried it or you're doing it now, when you deploy the big fish, small pond method using my $6 million keyword list, you are going to be sitting pretty as one of the very few competent and savvy investors out there with automated campaigns that bring them motivated seller leads, signed contracts, and checks from Google Ads, no matter what is happening in the real estate market. And look, we all know the real estate market can be very volatile and very unpredictable. So over time, as you reinvest your profits into getting more deals, you are going to monopolize your local marketplace. You are going to get the lion's share of the motivated leads in your area, and you are going to leave the other investors in your market fighting over your scraps. Sellers are going to be coming to you asking for an offer first, before your competition, all without you chasing them down. Essentially, what we've done is we've McDonaldized this whole thing so that even if you are completely, not familiar with the technology, even if you are a wet behind the ears virtual assistant, I can help you fill up your CRM with sellers who are in a hurry to sell to an investor on for cash at 70 cents on the dollar or less. So we're going to be opening up the doors in the next few days. And for the first few action takers who join us first, they're going to be getting some really delicious fast action bonuses that are literally worth $7,500, meaning I charge $7,500 for the exact same stuff that the fast action takers are going to get for free. But that is only going to be available for the first few investors who join us. So look, if this sounds awesome to you, if you feel like you would like to join us, right, hold on to your seat, because we're going to be opening up enrollment over the next couple days. I want you to be looking for a heads up announcement that's either going to be in your inbox. We're going to post it in our Facebook group. And look, whether you choose to join us at the bootcamp or not, I just want to say very few investors are willing to take the steps that you've taken so far, learn something new, put those things into place, take action. That's incredibly valuable. And I just want to say it's been an honor to help you through this process. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Look for the heads up announcement in your email, in the Facebook group over the next couple of days. And I'll be talking to you very soon. Thank you so much. Thanks for checking out the Big Fish Small Pond training series for this week. If you want to get the whole rest of this series, either look before or after this one, depending on which one you're listening to go get the rest of them. They are very high quality, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now, if you are curious about the Big Fish Small Pond training series and you want to get plugged into that, you want to get the videos, you want to ask about whatever programs we have, just drop me an email at danbarrettvip@gmail.com. That's DANBARRETTVIP@gmail.com. That's danbarrettvip@gmail.com. Drop me an email. I'll be happy to hook you up with whatever resources we have, and I look forward to talking with you. Thanks a lot.
This is the podcastfactory.com.